everybody, it's Kelly and I'm back with another layout, and this is another one of those layouts for my Scraptastic inspiration group on Facebook, and this is the Chinese Whispers challenge. So I got a layout that I needed to scrap lift, and scrap lift as close as I could. That was the whole point of this. I'm not showing the original layout that I received because I do not have permission to share that. So what I've done is I took the picture and I decided to mount that on that aqua paper, and that paper is not something I think I wrote down. I think it's because I have a scrap of that, and that's what the issue was. So anyway, I do know that it's an Echo Park collection, and I don't remember what collection it's from. Then I took a border punch, and it's an EK Success border punch, and it has like a little postage stamp edge to it. And I punched that from that orange piece of paper, which is the Echo Park Everyday Eclectic paper, and it's the hot air collection. It's the hot air balloons paper, and this is an Alison Krefft collection. I love Alison Krefft. I absolutely love her work. And by the way, I think that blue paper was from Creative Agenda. Now that I think about it, I'm pretty sure that's where that one came from that scrapped it. So on the original layout that I received, there were a lot of arrows over on the left side, but they were made up of all tiny little pieces of paper, or not tiny, but I don't know, they were probably a half an inch or an inch long strip. And I decided that I really wanted to create something with a smaller, perhaps thinner arrow. And I found this chevron paper from the Echo Park Everyday Eclectic collection, and that's the herringbone paper. So right now I have more than one strip together. I'm going to change that though in just a little bit because I think it's a little bit too busy. In the meantime though, I decided I really need something to kind of separate it, and I use this gray stripe paper that I found. It's in just a scrap I had of the October Afternoon Daily Flash Girl Talk Gossip paper, and I'm just creating an arrow shape from that, cutting them in kind of different lengths, you know, I'm putting a little mark on that, so I cut it, center it. There's an easier way to do it than what I did here, but it does get the arrows, and I really like how that and it didn't get one of them I didn't have very straight, so I went back in and straightened it out. But what it's doing now is it's separating the colors, and as I did that, I decided, yes, I really do need to separate these colors because they're a little bit too busy and too distracting. And when I do that, I really like how it looks. But I do want to use the two different kind of colorways of the arrows, and I'm going back and forth here a little bit, kind of playing with that as to what I'm going to do. So in the meantime, since I know I want to ink these papers, I grabbed my Memento Dewdrop ink and gray flannel, and I'm just going to ink these pieces because I know I want to do it. So, you know, might as well because I know that. And what that does is that really gives a little bit of a shadow, and it helps with give you some dimension. Now I'm going through and I'm adding in some of the other pieces that I have, and I'm kind of, you know, looking and trying to figure out what I'm doing here. Now right now I have more arrows. They're taller than the width of the photo. So I'm not sure I love this, except I do know that I have this title, and I'm trying to use up these thickers. I don't know why I don't use them more often because they're easy to make titles with. These are the American Crafts Chamel Glitter Girl Sparkle thickers, and I grabbed the word awesome, especially because it is a word that I do use quite often, so it really made sense that I would use that in a title. It's like I'm talking to him, and no, this picture's not upside down. Well, actually, you should be able to tell that my grandson was just sitting in the chair looking at everyone upside down, and that's how he stayed for quite a while. Because, you know, kids are are awesome, but they're weird. I love that about them. All right, so now I'm just going to start putting the arrows down there. And again, I added a couple of I added a couple of the other arrows where they were the different colorway, and I'm just going back and forth because I want them to be different lengths, not all start out in the same place, and you know, some of that's working, some of it's not. It's just coming back here again, and as I'm looking at it as I'm doing this, I'm not loving the, I don't know, the gray just doesn't look balanced to me, and it's because there's two of them versus an odd number. Remember, odd numbers, your eye sees balance that way. It kind of gives your eye a focal point. So that's why odd numbers work, because there's something in the middle. That's why they work. There's with an odd number. So I'm just going to go back and I'm going to cut one more strip from that gray paper. And again, I want a different length here. So I'm thinking about putting it on top, but decide, oh, I really don't like it on top. I'm going to put it on the bottom because I still have room for it to point at the title. And because it is darker than the chevron arrows, kind of calls a little bit more attention to the title. So right now it's awesome, but I know I want to put another word there. And now that I have those arrows down, I have an idea of what they could be, or what the word could be. I was thinking about orange because I do have quite a bit of orange in here, but I thought it called too much attention to itself and kind of brought the attention away from the photo. And you'd think with all the color in the herringbone paper that would do that, but really it really doesn't. So I found this gray alphabet, and again, this is also another American Craft Stickers alphabet. It's the Junebug alpha in charcoal, and I loved this this alpha. I wish they would have done more with this one. It's a really nice, simple font, and it doesn't have like a serif to it, but it's got a little bit of a curve, so I really like that. I had to create the E there because I didn't have one. So I MacGyvered an E up, which is my word for creating an E, or creating a letter out of another letter. And so now I have that done. Now I need to figure out how I am going to go through and embellish this. So I'm going to those cases of my L Studio labels and other die cuts, because I know that there's teal or turquoise and gray in those sets. And I'm thinking I can somehow make that work with some labels, and that will give me a little bit of room for journaling. And there were some labels in the layout that I was given. There were some labels up in that layout at the top there. So I thought it would be a good thing to kind of honor that as well. Okay, so there's that one. All right, now that is all finished, and I did grab a puffy sticker there, and that's underneath those that's on top of all of those labels, and that is from the L Studio Adventure puffy stickers. And then I'm just grabbing that glitter star from the same Chamel Sparkle Alpha from the Glitter Girl collection. And then I have those puffy stars from L Studio, the puffy star stickers. So I think that one glitter star sort of brings in a nice little diagonal kind of across the photo. And then the other puffy stars bring in the puffy sticker and some more of the gray. So here is the still shot and a couple of detail shots. Hope you guys are well, and I will be back with another layout again soon. Bye.